This week's Parsha, Parsha Tavo, is one of my absolute favorites. There are two very, very interesting things that occur in this Parsha. One, God commands the Jewish people to serve him with joy, which is a little bit obscure. How do you serve somebody with joy, and what does that even mean? Secondly, we are commanded to bring the bikurim, the first fruits of the first harvest, to the temple each year, which is the ritual that we perform to commemorate the giving of the Torah for the holiday Shavuot. Now, the question I have is, if we want to commemorate Mount Sinai, the giving of the Torah, one of the most powerful events that we have as Jews, why are the bikurim, the first fruits, so important? I think instead, all of us should go to a mountain, have a look-alike 10 Commandments, and have somebody read them. That would make way more sense. How do the bikurim connect to that powerful day in Jewish history? So, to answer all these questions, we got to go back. What were the original first fruits? What was the original first fruit? That's right, the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve sinned because God said you can eat from whatever you want, but not from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yet somehow, even though they only had one commandment, one, not 10, or 613, they messed up. They ate from the fruit that they weren't supposed to. Now, the tree of knowledge and good and evil is very interesting. It's a symbol of free choice. God did not create us to be robots, just to listen to what he said. He created us, B'Tselem Elohim, to emulate him and to be like him. So just like God creates, we're supposed to create. And the only way we can create is if we make free choice on our own. It's the double-edged sword to being able to choose what you want, good or evil. So now let's come full circle. The Jewish people are about to enter the land of Israel, finally leave the desert after 40 years of wandering. They're no longer basking in God's energy, living off the manna that falls from the sky to eat and all the water from the well that he provides. They have to be self-sufficient. And to be self-sufficient and to now have their land, they need to harvest it, meaning they have to plant the seeds, wait for the rainfall, or collect the rainwater and water the ground, and wait for the food to grow. Now, back then when there were no Whole Foods or Star Markets, that was a pretty big deal. That's how you lived. That's how you sustained life. So when you work really, really hard, through the brow of your sweat, you're just killing yourself to work the field, and you see this produce come to life and be created, what's the first thing you're probably going to think about? Wow, I am so powerful. Look what I created. It's in that moment that God is commanding us to say, stop. Remember, I created you to create like me, but you didn't create the water that fell from the sky. You didn't create the soil. You didn't create the seed, and you didn't create the sunlight. I created all of those things and you to be a partner with me in this world, to be part of this bigger creation process. It's in that moment that we're supposed to stop, realize that we're a partner with something bigger than ourselves. That, my friends, fills us with joy, that we're great, but we're not everything. We're big and we're small, all in the same moment. We take the first harvest and we take that and bring it back to God. That's the tikkun, the fixing of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, of not appreciating what God gave us back in the Garden of Eden. We appreciate that each one of us was created for a reason. We appreciate that we have the ability to create and to make life and whatever that would mean for you today. It doesn't have to be that you're a farmer. You can create from any job that you do, and from having children and from the people that we impact. We're all part of something so big in creation we don't even really understand. So the best way to honor the giving of the Torah, the 10 Commandments, is to be an ultimate partner with God. And that should fill us with ultimate joy. Shabbat Shalom.